Copper theft from construction sites is a persistent problem. A recent case highlights this issue. A couple was apprehended while allegedly stealing copper wire from a new home under construction. The rising prices of copper contribute to the incentive for these crimes. The economic factors driving the theft are important. Copper is a valuable metal used extensively in electrical wiring, plumbing, and various industrial applications. Its price fluctuations can directly impact the rate of theft incidents. Recycling centers play a role in monitoring and identifying potentially stolen copper. They look for unusual items such as brand new fittings mixed with typical scrap. This helps law enforcement track down suspects involved in copper theft. Copper prices can vary significantly depending on the location and type of buyer. Scrap yards offer lower prices compared to retail stores. The increased use of ethanol, which requires copper vats for production, is believed to contribute to the rising demand and price of copper. Copper has excellent electrical conductivity, making it ideal for wiring in buildings and electronics. It's also resistant to corrosion, which extends its lifespan in various applications. The increasing demand for copper in emerging economies such as China and India further drives up its price. This creates a greater incentive for thieves to target copper from construction sites, vacant buildings, and other accessible locations. The risks associated with stealing copper include not only legal consequences but also potential dangers. Exposed electrical wires and damaged structures can pose significant safety hazards. Construction companies and homeowners are encouraged to take preventative measures to protect their property from copper theft. These measures include installing security systems, increasing lighting, and securing copper wiring. Law enforcement agencies work to combat copper theft through increased patrols, surveillance, and cooperation with recycling centers. They also investigate and prosecute individuals involved in the illegal trade of copper. The impact of copper theft extends beyond the financial losses incurred by construction companies and homeowners. It can also disrupt construction projects, delay timelines, and increase insurance costs. The high cost of replacing stolen copper can significantly impact the overall budget of a construction project. This can lead to delays in completion and increase the cost of new homes. Preventing copper theft requires a multifaceted approach involving collaboration between law enforcement, recycling centers, construction companies, and homeowners. By working together, it is possible to reduce the incidence of copper theft and protect property. The value of copper is determined by several factors, including supply and demand, economic conditions, and geopolitical events. These factors can cause significant price fluctuations, which in turn affect the incentive for theft. The use of alternative materials, such as aluminum, can help reduce the demand for copper in certain applications. However, aluminum has different properties than copper, which may not be suitable for all uses. The long-term solution to copper theft involves addressing the underlying economic factors that drive the demand for stolen metal. This includes increasing the costs associated with theft, such as stricter penalties and increased law enforcement efforts. Education and awareness campaigns can also help to reduce the demand for stolen copper by informing consumers about the risks and consequences of purchasing illegally obtained materials. Copper wiring comes in various sizes and gauges depending on the application. The size of the wire determines its current carrying capacity. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifies the minimum wire size required for different electrical circuits. For example, NEC Table 310.15b16 provides ampacity ratings for various wire sizes and insulation types. It is important to use the correct wire size to prevent overheating and fire hazards. Overloading a circuit can cause the wires to overheat and potentially start a fire. Proper installation and maintenance of electrical systems are essential for preventing copper theft. Exposed wires and unsecured equipment are more vulnerable to theft. Security measures, such as alarms and surveillance cameras, can deter potential thieves. Construction sites should be well lit and fenced to prevent unauthorized access. The use of tamper-resistant screws and fasteners can make it more difficult to remove copper wiring and equipment. Recycling centers can play a crucial role in preventing copper theft by implementing strict policies and procedures for accepting scrap metal. They should require identification from sellers and maintain records of all transactions. They should also be trained to recognize suspicious items and report them to law enforcement. Copper theft is a serious crime that can have significant consequences for individuals, businesses, and communities. By taking proactive steps to prevent copper theft, it is possible to protect property and reduce the incidence of this crime. The penalties for copper theft can vary depending on the jurisdiction and the value of the stolen copper. Penalties can include fines, jail time, and a criminal record. A criminal record can make it difficult to find employment and obtain credit. Copper is a non-renewable resource, which means that it is finite and will eventually run out. Recycling copper helps to conserve this valuable resource and reduce the need for new mining. Copper mining can have significant environmental impacts, including habitat destruction, water pollution, and air pollution. Recycling copper reduces these environmental impacts. The process of recycling copper is much less energy-intensive than mining and refining new copper. This helps to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and combat climate change. The economic benefits of recycling copper include creating jobs, reducing waste, and saving energy. Recycling also reduces the cost of manufacturing products that use copper. The use of copper in electrical systems dates back to the early days of electricity. Copper's excellent conductivity made it the ideal material for transmitting electrical power over long distances. The development of electric lighting, motors, and other electrical devices led to a rapid increase in the demand for copper. Copper is also used in a wide range of other applications, including plumbing, roofing, and industrial machinery. Its versatility and durability make it a valuable material in many different industries. The future of copper depends on several factors, including the growth of the global economy, the development of new technologies, and the availability of alternative materials. The increasing demand for electric vehicles and renewable energy sources is expected to drive up the demand for copper in the coming years. New technologies, such as 3D printing, are also creating new opportunities for the use of copper. The development of alternative materials, such as graphene, could potentially reduce the demand for copper in certain applications. However, graphene is still in the early stages of development and is not yet a cost-effective replacement for copper in most applications. Copper is an essential material for modern society, and its future looks bright. By taking steps to prevent copper theft and promote recycling, it is possible to ensure that this valuable resource remains available for future generations. The use of surveillance technology, such as drones and remote cameras, can help to deter copper theft and monitor construction sites. These technologies can provide real-time alerts to law enforcement and security personnel in the event of a theft. The implementation of stricter regulations on the sale of scrap metal can help to prevent the resale of stolen copper. These regulations can include requiring sellers to provide identification, maintaining records of all transactions, and prohibiting the purchase of copper from certain sources. The development of new anti-theft technologies, such as GPS tracking devices and alarm systems, can help to protect copper wiring and equipment from theft. These technologies can provide valuable information to law enforcement in the event of a theft and can help to recover stolen property. Copper is a valuable and versatile material that is essential for modern society. By taking proactive steps to prevent copper theft, it is possible to protect property, conserve resources, and ensure that this valuable material remains available for future generations.